The human body is a complex three-dimensional structure. Despite its complexity, however, the body can be simplified by dividing it into sections, making it easier to study. One of the ways we can do this is by dividing the body using different planes that pass through the body. Take a look at the figure. First, notice that the woman in this photo is standing in anatomical position. Passing through the body in different directions are three planes, each of which divide the body into two distinct sections. The first plane we'll discuss is the frontal plane. Notice that the frontal plane passes through the body, dividing it into front and back sections, or to use correct anatomical terminology, into anterior or ventral and posterior or dorsal sections. The frontal plane is also called the coronal plane. As an example of the importance of the frontal plane, take a look at the figure of the dissected kidney. As you can see, the organ has been cut into two sections by a frontal plane passing through it. The result is a clear view of the kidney's internal anatomy. The second plane that can be used to divide the body is the mid-sagittal plane, which runs through the midline of the body, dividing it into right and left mirror image halves. For example, the head shown in this figure has been cut by making a mid-sagittal incision. The mid-sagittal plane should not be confused with other sagittal planes. Remember that the mid-sagittal plane passes through the midline of the body, dividing it into right and left mirror image halves. However, a sagittal plane passes through the body at a point other than the midline, as indicated here in the figure. In fact, sagittal planes can divide the body into sections at any point in this direction. Notice that although these sagittal planes do not divide the body into equal halves, they still, nonetheless, divide the body into right and left sections. The final plane that passes through the body is the transverse plane, which, as you can see in the figure, divides the body into superior and inferior sections. Take a look at the heart in this figure. Notice that it has been cut into superior and inferior sections by making a transverse incision. As you can see, identifying the body planes and understanding how they divide the body into different sections is necessary to properly study human anatomy. Before moving on, review each of the body planes.